With a star-studded field in place, the top players in the world are getting ready to battle it out at Melbourne Park for the first slam of 2008. It's been 20 years since the Australian Open moved from the grass at Kooyong to the impressive facilities of Melbourne Park. And the Grand Slam of Asia Pacific has not looked back since. It's not just a tennis tournament, it's a tennis party.
It's always been ahead of the curve compared to the other slams. The people are extremely fired up to represent not only their players that they're cheering for, they paint their faces. So much passion goes in behind it. Other tournaments are very traditional. The fans aren't as vocal. I mean, the garden out here just gets crazy.
No rainouts, 2 retractable roof stadia, and so you're always going to have tennis, and I'm sure the people who televise it are very grateful for that.
This year sees the return of Hawkeye, and its success has enabled organisers to introduce the technology to Vodafone Arena, as well as Rod Laver. The big talking point will be the introduction of a new court surface. The famous green rebound ace is out, and in its place, a new blue plexicushion, which will ensure consistency in pace and bounce across all courts. In the women's game, there are so many players who could win the tournament. Will Serena repeat last year's stunning victory when she came from world number 81 to steal the crown?
Watching her at the US Open this year, she looked in reasonable condition. So once again, between now and the Australian Open, if she stays fit, she's definitely in there with contention.
If it's not Serena, it could be her sister Venus. The Wimbledon champion has never won in Melbourne, and if she arrives fit, it could be her time. Then there's the US and French Open champion, Justine Henin, who won the Australian Open title in 2004 and was runner-up in 2005.
Justine Henin is the one right now. She didn't come to Australia last year, but with her year at the Slams in 2007, winning the US Open, winning the French, semi-finals at Wimbledon, she is the obvious number one. She's the best player in the world right now.
And lest we forget Maria Sharapova, last year's runner-up. The 2006 winner, Amelie Mauresmo, will be out to avenge last year's early exit. Then there's the dark horses. Up-and-coming Serb Jelena Jankovic, Russian fighter and US runner-up Svetlana Kuznetsova, and the glamour girls, Anna Ivanovic and Nicole Vidasova. In the men's draw, the major question is, can anyone stop Roger Federer from making it 3 in a row, and 4 Australian titles in total?
I think that he really fits in with the Australian way of life. He's had Australian coaches throughout his career. He knows he can perform well here. He's used to the conditions. Obviously, plexicushion is going to be new for him, but he's in the same boat as everybody else. He's going to start an overwhelming favourite.
Can Rafa Nadal, who again defeated Roger at the French, summon what's required to down the Swiss maestro?
I think he's got a big point to prove. He's been twice a Wimbledon finalist, and he's won the French Open the past 3 years. He is someone who needs to come here and prove to Australia, on Australian soil, that he is as good as we know him to be.
Will last year's finalist Fernando Gonzalez carry on his Australian love affair? Or is there a new story waiting to unfold? Could that story be Argentine David Nalbandian, who beat Federer twice at the tail end of last season? And another man in form is Spain's David Ferrer, who made the final of the Masters tournament in Shanghai. What of the colourful Cypriot Marcos Baghdatis, the 2006 finalist?
There's the whole Greek Cypriot thing and the whole Greek population in Melbourne. He rides on all of that. He's very patriotic, and another guy who feels very comfortable and at home here. He'll come here with a lot of confidence.
And could this be the year of the Braveheart, the feisty Scotsman Andy Murray? Or will rising star Novak Djokovic show his true potential and win his first slam? Don't discount the American challenge. Andy Roddick with Connors in his corner, or even James Blake. With Tony Roach at his side, could 2008 be the year Leighton Hewitt claims Australia's first crown in over 30 years? Or has marriage and fatherhood suppressed the fire in his belly?
Every time he goes out in the court, I have never not seen him give 110%, and I think that's his absolute fantastic quality, and I don't think that you can take that out of Leighton. I think he needs to be pumping himself up, and he needs to have that aggression.
Whatever the answers, one thing is for sure. The 2008 Australian Open, the Grand Slam of Asia Pacific, will serve up a drama-filled fortnight of colour and controversy, power and passion, thrills and spills. Miss it at your peril.